Okay, so while y'all are finishing up your meals, we're going to go ahead and get this started so that way we're not here too terribly long tonight. So, Dr. Searles, distinguished guest, welcome to our 2023-2024 athletics banquet. On behalf of Steve Driggers and myself, we are very happy that everyone could join us tonight. We've had an amazing year of athletics. We have broken over 40 school records this year, which, yep. I would list them all out, but I think the coaches are probably going to talk a little bit about them when the coaches come up. And so I don't want to steal their thunder. We've had 3 out of 5 of our teams make playoffs. Baseball is leaving Wednesday, heading to Burlington to play Lewisburg for a 10 a.m. game on Thursday morning. So lots of luck to baseball. We have several that are committing to play at the 4-year level. We are still waiting for some finals. Some have already committed. So congratulations to those student athletes who are pursuing their educational and athletic goals and journey past FTCC. I would be remiss if I did not thank the amazing support staff that is here. We have truly the best staff here at FTCC that supports athletics. If you are here as support staff, can you please stand so we can, that's you, Ms. Here. Yep, y'all stand up, Mary, and yep, all y'all stand up, Mr. Howell. Thank you so much for everything you do. And then, of course, we have our athletic staff. If the athletic staff could please stand, Roderick and Sydney and Sherry and Mr. Driggers. Yep. And then, of course, our amazing coaches and the assistant coaches, and you're going to get to see your coaches in just a minute. So thank you so much for everything. So we're going to start off the awards tonight. We're going to let each coach give their awards. Coaches are going to be giving the offensive player of the year, defensive player of the year, and then their most valuable player. So we're going to let each coach come up, starting with volleyball. So Coach Mo, we'll let you come start us off.
All right, so I won't take a lot of time because I really don't like to be behind the mic, but real quick, I want to say thank you to Coach Jen, who will be leaving our program. Her husband and they'll be PCSing away, and she's been a great addition to our program here. We will miss you, okay? So going with that, let's go to, where are they? Right there in front of me. Okay. All right, so we're going to start with the offensive player of the year. Very tough. We had a lot of injuries this year. We haven't had an injury in 3 years, and then in one practice we had 3 injuries in like an hour, and that just so everything had to change. We have decided to give the offensive player of the year to somebody that had to change roles in midseason and played a bunch of different roles for us on the offensive side, and that's Eternity Denton. Nope, you're good. So we're going to go to the defensive player of the year. This player comes in as a freshman, broke school records for most digs in a year. She didn't even like playing that position. She complained about it a lot, and yet she did a phenomenal job, and I just kept pushing her. She played through injury, she played through pain, and she deserves this award, and that's Bella Finelli.
I know.
The MVP award it was really tough to go through. All my kids, I just love them to death, and it's hard to choose. But Coach Jen and I had sat down, talked to a couple people as well, and decided on somebody that just kept it together through the whole time. Because it was tough. It was tough. We hadn't had a year like that yet, where injuries just really struck us. Kept battling, and Bella come back up, Player of the Year. You don't want it? Okay, let's go with somebody else.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is Coach Shepard for women's basketball.
Short people. Good evening, everyone. First of all, just want to congratulate our ladies for a wonderful season this year. Yes, go ahead. They achieved great accomplishments this season by earning the most number of wins in the program history for overall and in the conference. With 6 consecutive wins in a row, they finished the 23-24 season being 12-16 overall, 11-13 in the conference, and which was the best record ever accomplished by any FTCC women's basketball team. Good job, girls. So we finished number 7 in our region, which is Region 10. The girls actually hosted their first round of the conference tournament at Reed Ross against Johnson Community College and came out on top. Our wonderful Carly Hammond scored 16 points in that event, and which actually took us to the quarterfinals, which was another record breaking event for the girls. Actually, we lost to the number 2 Cape Fear, but they did put up a hard fight. Louisa, she actually led the Trojans with 17 points and Joy with 12 rebounds in that match. Mandy spoke about some of the records being broke, so I think I do need to give credit where credit is due. As far as this past season, Nyla Mitchell, she is now in second place with 330 points. Danielle, to y'all would know, Danielle Jackson is actually number 3. She had 308 points. Carly had 300. And Danny's freshman year, she had 291. So great accomplishments for the girls, especially in points. I don't want to take up too much of y'all time, so you don't have to clap in between each time. Just say it for the year. And field goals made, Danny was number 2, Carly was number 3, and Nyla is number 4. Then 3 points baskets made, Nyla is holding the number 2 spot, and Carly is tied for number 5. Free throws made, Nyla again is at number 4 at the moment, and total rebounds, it would be our Joy Eze with 268. And Danny is leading with 32 blocks. Again, Joy is leading in offensive rebounds. Danny is right behind her at number 3. And defensive is Joy leading in rebounds. And Danny is number 4. In assists, I think everybody knows who our leader is in assists. Louisa with 137. Carly is catching up with 59. She'll get her. As far as steals, Louisa is holding the number 2 spot at 60 steals. So now for the awards before Mandy comes up here and gets me. So our freshman Nyla, out of the big town of Lumberton, North Carolina, she was the leading scorer of the Trojans this season. She finished the year with 330 points, 48 steals, shooting 70% from the free throw line. She averaged 14 points, 5 rebounds, and she is our offensive player of the year. Next, which was a big impact player for our Trojans, was sophomore Danielle Jackson. She ended the career with 178 total rebounds, 291 points, 32 blocks, which was setting the school record. She averaged 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 blocks per game, and she is our defensive player of the year. And she's a celebrity right now. She is out working out with her boyfriend, DJ, in Connecticut. Also, to let you all know, she has accepted an offer and committed to Francis Marion. And last but not least, she had the most assists with 117 and finished her sophomore season with 220 points and was proven to be a leader, a true point guard, a motivator, and was voted by her team as the MVP while averaging 10 points, 5 assists, 3 steals, and amazingly 4 rebounds per game at her little height. Our most valuable player is Louisa Maslavi. Wait, can we do it again?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
And then there's one other award. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to give this person for women's basketball, but the biggest cheerleader in the Golden Pom Pom goes to Dr. Sonny Kelly for coming to all of the games and being super fan. Next up to follow that is Coach Brian Hurd for men's basketball. We want to see your moves.
That's that. I can't compete with what you just did. But okay. So we'll start with the offensive player of the year. Well, let me back up. Let me talk about the season that we had for just a minute. Third consecutive 20-win season. So really proud of the standard that our guys have absolutely installed with our program. It seems like that's our standard going forward. So we try to recruit those types of kids that want to be a winner on, but especially off the court too. They want to be successful in the classroom. They want to be successful at life. And so I think that translates to everything that we do on the court. So if you want to work hard at being successful, then every day we talk about it. And I know they get tired of hearing me talk about it, but like I've told them, my job is to try to push them to success. And so with that being said, I'm not easy on them. We try to put good Christian morals in what we do every day, but some days I know they think that I'm the devil. But at the same time, I think that they need that going forward to grow into the men that they're going to become. So I'm very, very proud of them. As far as the awards go, I will say this. I could find an award for every one of them. Like, doing these awards every year is one of the hardest things that I do because I have to single out people on a team. And I feel like this team has really came together and become a brotherhood, and they all deserve awards sometimes for some of the things that they go through in life and being some of the struggles that they do. But they fight through it. You don't hear them complain a whole lot. And going through one of our practices is an event sometimes. So I'm really proud of them in that sense, and in the men that they're becoming every single day, and representing this institution in a very respectable way. So very, very proud of that. But to get to the awards, so I don't talk y'all to death. Offensive Player of the Year. This is a guy that transferred in. Really, his numbers aren't as good as some of the other numbers on the team, but I just feel like with him, he was key down the stretch in some of the things that we did going down the stretch, and was able to. He accepted it. Sometimes I brought him off the bench. Sometimes I started him. Sometimes and it didn't matter. He just wanted to win, and he wanted to be successful. And so our Offensive Player of the Year is David McCullum. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. David, or as they call him, Duke. I just don't know if I bring myself to say that name too much. So Defensive Player of the Year, I thought it was kind of a struggle because we had two kids that I feel like were pretty good defensively. We actually had three kids that was pretty good defensively. We had Jaleel at one time was like second or third in the country at block shots per game. So he did really well, and he's got some time left. So I'm going to hold him to a higher standard. So I think that Key coming off an injury, off a total torn ACL, and getting back like he did, and doing some of the things that he did, and rebounding at a high level, and some of the things that he did was absolutely great. But we had one kid that broke a record in steals with 53 steals this year. So the whole time I can't take that away from him. So our Defensive Player of the Year is Tristan Harkins. All right, it's going to take me a minute to talk about this next guy. Listen, let me tell you something about this guy that's going to be the MVP. First of all, he broke our single season scoring record with 560 points in one season. Secondly, he finished second in the votes for Player of the Year in the whole conference, in the whole region, and was first team all region. Thirdly, if that is a word, thirdly, I don't know. Okay. He was third team All-American. And so you only get 15 guys with that distinction of All-American. And so we were fortunate enough as an institution and as a program to have one. So we're very, very blessed. And all this doing while he's maintaining a 4.0 GPA. I know. He said he got 1 B, so he's a 3.9, but his accumulative is a 4.0. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. So he's always correcting me, coach, a 3.9. You know what I mean? I'm mad about it, but it's a 3.9. You know what I mean? I wish I could be that mad one day. But anyway, he's gonna be a whole lot smarter than I am. So I appreciate him. He also broke the record for free throws made in 1 year, and I don't got that number off the top of my head. So tell me what it is, Book. 186 free throws in 1 year. That's remarkable. So our MVP is Jaron Jones.
Let me adjust the microphone for our next coach, John Newman, softball. There you go.
You're as bad as the girls are every day. One thing about records, I've been around a long time, and over my years, I've been part of a lot of great teams, programs from the highest to the lowest. This team really made me cry. I couldn't do my sophomore day. I had to do it from behind the counter. I asked my sophomore to stand up, please. Ladies, I didn't say it on sophomore day. And Mo, you count too. I mean, you're like a junior, but Mo said it best. I bugged her every day at volleyball and basketball until I got her. Them girls took a chance on this program, that new field, me, and building something. In the last 2 years, you're the winningest team, winningest class. I said, you're not you're not better than last year until you win what? 22. We did it. It's our first time our program's never not had a losing season. So we're progressing all the time. Tons of records. You guys know the numbers better than I do. Ask Mo. She knows every number. I thought 340, 330 last year was a good batting average. We beat it by 10 points this year. I thought 70 doubles was good. You hit 89. I mean, they've done everything. You did a great job. The girls did a bonding. And before Mo says anything, our season turned around. We were 0-9. We just lost to Pitt. I'm sitting here going, oh, Lord, this is going to be a long year. And they suckered me. Hey, coach, you know, it's going to be really nice on Friday. We don't have a game till Saturday. Can we go to the beach? Coach Love looked at me and said, are you nuts? I was like, nah, I'll let them go. Came back 11-game winning streak. Should have been 12, 13, and 14, right? We slipped. But 11-game winning streak, another great record for another team like you to get past it. My last thing I want to say is about community service. Nick and I have buddied up a lot on a lot of things, and our kids love it. We started our season off in August, and what do? We packed for 50,000 meals. Was that 50,000, Nick, was it? 50, 75? Girls were out there. I was out there. It was great. We did the parade. We've done a free camp. We've done things in the community, but I'm most proud of. This would be my 3rd year, and I will have at least 5 academic All-Americans. And that makes my day. I did the numbers, and I'm really blessed that I not only have a softball IQ, but I got an education, and them girls are going to grow with it. And I'm super proud of them. Now to the awards. All right. I thought about this long and hard. This young lady had 2 errors the whole year, had 170, I think, putouts. I'm looking right at you. Don't give me that. You guys been around me 2 years. You don't know what eye works? That's not going to work. She was an accident. I went to watch, believe it or not, Nyla and Bella and all of them play. They were playing Jack Britt. And on the way out, young lady says, Coach, she says, I'm going to Fayetteville. And I was like, well, why don't you play softball for us? Next thing I know, I got Kaylee Frank. Kaylee, Defensive Player of the Year. Okay, so the next one is Offensive Player of the Year. And as anybody knows this person, you will know this one thing. Give her a number and she is going to be obsessed with it. And I mean, calling me and telling me, hey, coach, I got clinicals. Is there any way you could be there at 7 a.m. and we could do like front toss? I did that. I stayed at 7:30 at night. I've done everything. And she had her mind set on that doubles record. And by God, she got it. Her and Ava going back and forth and chasing it. And it was hard this year with all the defensive talent I had. I had Nyla come in and just tear it up when she showed up. I had Bella. I got Tam. I mean, it was loaded. And it was the hardest decision I had to make. But when you look at the numbers, they don't lie, do they, Mo? You're second in RBIs in a season. You're first in doubles, right? And you hit 377 against Gaston and Lewisburg, right? Okay. Offensive Player of the Year, Mo Brady. She's been here so long, she's got more trophies than we give out. So my last one, the MVP, that was a struggle. I had so much talent to pick from. So many different areas, the defensive side, the pitching, the hitting. She's going to, and by the way, Mo, I didn't forget to mention you are a second team all-region player. This young lady is an all-region player too. The last 2 years, this year she struck out 300 batters total for her career. When I got here, the school record was 32 in a season. And now Tam has set a standard of you better get 100 or it ain't going to count. So batting a little close to 400, wasn't it, Tam? 4 home runs, 10 doubles. I can only say thank you. That day I saw you hitting and didn't even see you pitch. And I said, help, I got an idea. I got a vision, be part of it. And she stepped it up and she did it. And she's been a very good student. She's been a very good help to me. Her and the girls came up with the autism day that we had that was very successful. I saw her and Faith and K-Train out there painting the grass and making stencils and cutting fingers before a game. Tam, I love you, kid. Here you go. MVP, Player of the Year.
I can adjust it back now. To add to softball, Coach Newman also reached his 50th win in his 3 years here at FTCC this season. And last but no means least, Coach Nick Love with baseball.
All right. First of all, the first thing I would like to do is thank the support staff that we have here at Fayetteville Tech. I think the things that our student athletes are given are far none better than anybody in the conference, but also at every level, even Division I, Division II, Division III. Our support staff goes above and beyond all the time. So let's give a round of applause. I know we've done it once, but please give them another one. The next thing I want to appreciate my coaching staff. I've got 2 guys, and then my dad's a volunteer, which has been really cool for us. But I do want to appreciate the 2 guys that have been by my side, one of them for 3 years and one of them for 2 years now. Without you guys, this program doesn't get to the heights that it has as quickly as it has. So the first one is for Coach Reggie Marshall. This is actually going to be, for some of you may not know this, but this will be his last year with the program. So I do, if you can, stand up and get a round of applause for everything you've done for Fayetteville Tech. And then our other guy, Coach Team, he's in his second year with us and does a phenomenal job working with catchers and Coach Zine, I should say. but he does an awesome job connecting with our guys and help leading this program as well. So we really appreciate everything you guys have done for the program and will continue to do. With that being said, just to speak on this team a little bit, the coolest part about this whole thing is everybody that's come up before me has been able to say that they've turned the tables and truly set new bars and new heights in every program. And luckily for us, we get to say the same thing, be the last ones to do it. And we get to say that we set a new record for the sophomore class. They've done it 2 years in a row. They've set new records constantly. It's the second year in a row, third year in a row, actually, that a new wins record has been established. But more than that, the record books have been shattered in all kinds of different ways. We've set a new single season wins record with 27, going 27 and 28, just one game under 500, and then 17 and 18 during conference play, which is really good in a conference that has a lot of parity around it. So to get into the awards real quick, I'm not going to take it too long, but as a team, first of all, the records that we did break: assists, put outs, runs scored, triples, home runs, RBIs, walks, have all been shattered. And that's just as a team. I'll go over some individual stuff as well in just a second. The first award we'll knock out defensive player. This player, he's a freshman for us, so we're fortunate to get him back. He's been a constant for us from the fall, which we play a pretty extensive fall season as well. He was a constant. He was a dude that he was beaten up. He was battered a little bit. He was there every day. He was showing up. He was improving, not just on the field, but mentally as well. And we've seen a ton of growth through him. And myself and the coaching staff agree that the guy with 157 putouts, 11 assists, only making one error at a position where the ball is literally in his hands just about every time, unless it's struck by a bat. With a 994 fielding percentage, our catcher, Braylon Bull, is going to take home that award.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, buddy. And I mentioned just toughing it out, playing through it. We were down to one at one point this season. We were down to, in the fall, we had one catcher, and I mean we were playing games all fall. We were practicing all fall. He was catching bullpens all fall. He wore it. He did some really good things for us until we were able to get a couple guys at the break to help us out. But hats off to that kid, and we're super fortunate to have him back next year. The next one is going to be our offensive award. For this player, it's a second year in a row. He's a sophomore with us. Second year in a row, he's hit over 300 in the regular season. He has 65 hits. He has school records for assists, runs scored, and stolen bases that was completely shattered this year. He's a guy that is the epitome of what junior college baseball really looks like. I think he can attest to this. He needed it more than anybody, but he didn't know how much he needed it until he got here. Came in and pretty rough around the edges, didn't really understand what team baseball truly looked like. Went out and played last year, and he can say that he played for himself a lot of the times, and he was punched in the mouth a little bit because of it. He developed more as a person, but also as a player. And I'm super proud of what this kid has done in this program, and what he's going to do in another program when he gets the opportunity. With that being said, our shortstop, a guy that had to battle it out a little bit last year, but came in this year and we couldn't take it away from him, Jalen Woodley. All right, brings us to our last one. For me, it's going to be tough thinking how you replace a dude like this. The The food budget is going to be really helpful out here. It's a big body to feed. We're going to be super fortunate to save some money there. But I think it'd be across the board a dude that we couldn't imagine what this season or even last season would look like with a guy like this not being a part of our program. He's hurt all the time, but will never tell you he's hurt. Beaten up all the time, but doesn't complain. By far the toughest kid I've ever coached. And going to be really, like I said, really hard to replace. He's our player of the year, hitting 286, doing some special things on the offensive side, but is in the running for pitcher of the year with 59 innings pitched, only allowing 52 hits. The craziest one is 9 base on balls in 59 innings, which is unheard of. A 1.03 whip, which is walks, hits, and innings pitched, and then a 2.43 ERA. That's Caleb Holland. You got it. Say something. I'll say something. Oh, nice, man. I like that. Thank you. Real quick, I'm going to take one more second here. If I can, all the sophomores stand up for me real quick. These guys right here, and we talked about it. We just had sophomore day this past weekend. These dudes were trailblazers in this program. They're trailblazers in this program. They're the dudes that truly left their legacy that is going to go far beyond their time here. But more than that, they answered the bell. Y'all can sit down. I know I left y'all hanging this past weekend, but they left a legacy that's going to go far beyond their time here. It's truly what's going to keep this place going forward, and it's going to be the set standard for the classes that come in after them. A couple guys, every single one of these guys have opportunities to play at the 4-year level. That's the cool thing for us and my coaching staff right now is we've afforded the opportunities for these players to go on. But real quick, a couple of guys I do want to give some credit to. Trenton Grigley is going to be going to UNC Greensboro just for school. He's going to continue his education at UNC Greensboro. Logan Charlesworth will be joining the North Carolina State Police as a highway patrolman. Really, really fortunate, really happy for him. Hunter Beard is going to be going to NC State to do electrical engineering, I believe. So just school there. Robert Curtis Willis. He's officially signed with Erskine College to both be a student and a baseball player there. Cole McFadder is going to be going to UNC Charlotte just for school. Tanner McNeil will also be joining Rob at Erskine College to both play baseball and do his schoolwork there. Drew Kennedy is going to be going to Division I George Mason to play baseball there. Biz Ortiz, first one here, which is kind of crazy for us. He's going to be the first guy to go play baseball over at Methodist, so we're really fortunate for him and what he's going to do there. Benjamin Rohrbach is going to the University of Cumberland to play baseball with those fellas over there. And then Caleb Holland, the big fella that just came up, he's going to be going to UNC Greensboro to play Division I baseball and continue his education as well. So super excited for those guys and what is to come. Heartfelt thank you to each and every one of you guys that took a chance on us. We wish you nothing but the best. But the fortunate part, and the first time that I get to stand in front of you guys during this banquet, we're still playing baseball. And the two things that we have in our program, the two pillars, academic excellence and compete for a championship. And we're doing both of them.
Coach Love, isn't this also the first time in FTCC baseball history that we have made it to the playoffs? Yep. if I can ask my co-AD, Mr. Diggers, to come up and join me so we can give some other awards. So oftentimes, we have our coaching staff. Y'all have seen our 5 head coaches. Each team has a paid assistant coach. But then we have those unsung heroes who volunteer their time and their efforts day after day, recruiting, helping coaches, doing whatever they need to do. And they don't get paid. They do it because they love the sport and they want to see all of these young adults succeed. So this year we wanted to give a small token of our appreciation to our volunteer coaches. So for women's basketball, Coach Kirkland, can you come up, please? I guess you can take it with both of them. Oh, you got to come get between me and Steve. Yes, thank you for everything. All right, come on, Steve. You got to get in here too. Oh, we got to go this way because.
Count to 3 so I can suck it in, please.
Thank you for everything. Our softball, we have Miss Tammy Newman. She's not here tonight, so I'm going to ask Coach Newman if you'll come up and accept her plaque for her, please. We're not taking a picture with you. We can Photoshop her in, yeah. For baseball, we have 2 volunteer coaches, Zach Team, and then Jimmy Love, who he's not here tonight, so we'll let Coach Love take that to him. Yeah, I've already ordered it, so I've got to get that fixed. Come on over here and get a picture of me and Mr. Come on. Get in here, Steve.
Thank you.
Yeah, Nick, they changed y'all's last name to Lowe. They forgot the V, so I've already requested the new plate. So as soon as I get it, I'll get it to you. So, all right, don't you go anywhere, Mr. Driggers. You're not done. You get to do the next one. You get to do the next one.
What is it? Oh, bless, that's what I say.
Oh,
Okay, I'll do that.
all right.
Yep. Well, when Mandy said that I could do this award, I was tickled. And quite honestly, I was very honored. We've got a lot of MVPs we've talked about for the various sports tonight. For an athletic directors, as we are, and for the president of the college, as Dr. Sorrells is, when you've got coaches like we have, we are truly blessed to be able to do. When we talk about all the honors that these young men and these women have achieved, it really starts with the person with the hands on the wheel, and that's the coach. And so tonight we're going to, the coaches selected who they wanted to be the coach of the year. And to me, there's even more value in that award when you have your peers jump out and make those decisions. A couple of coaches called me and said, this is a real tough one. And I said, you bet it's going to be. When softball has achieved all that softball has achieved, when volleyball has achieved year in and year out all the great things that Coach Liccardo does with the volleyball team, when you do see what Coach Brian Hurd did, obviously 3rd year in a row, 20-win seasons. When you look at what Coach Peace did with the ladies basketball team, you know, the winning streak that they got on, the most wins ever. Truly and truly, we are blessed to have all the coaches that we have. And that's what makes this selection, I know, very difficult for all the coaches to come together, to put their heads together and make that selection. But I'm tickled that this person is getting this award. I share an office with this guy. And because I share an office with him, not only do I share an office with him, but I share an office with 40 other guys that keep coming in daily, every single day, to talk and do those sorts of things. But I'll tell you why he's a special guy, and we're blessed to have this coach. When he brings players in before they sign with FTCC and they talk about the expectations, and the mom and the dad are sitting there, and they, moms are always wanting to know about the educational piece. Dads are always wanting to know what does the field look like and things like that. But Coach Love focuses on the education that he's going to get here. And everything else that he's going to get is dependent on that player, how good they want to be, how good they can be. But the education is something that we can never, ever take away from any single player. You get your education, you can do a ton of things in life. And this coach, he emphasizes that. And so I'm proud to invite Coach Nick Love up as the Coach of the Year.
Gracious, I mean, she took a bunch of them. Just stand here because we're gonna tag team this. Okay, our next award. So we ask coaches as well because we feel it's very important for the coaches to have say-so in who gets these awards. And the next one is for the support staff member of the year. And we opened this up, and the only ones excluded were Mr. Driggers and myself, but it was open to anybody else on this campus that goes above and beyond to help these athletes academically, athletically, that's there for them, to help them be successful. We are very blessed. This was a hard decision for them to make. But we were fortunate enough last summer. I did some arm twisting, but we were able to get someone who had currently retired after 30 years with Cumberland County Schools to come join us as our athletic trainer. And she has brought to our athletics department something we've never had. The athletes have been able to have somewhere to go to get care, therapy, talking sessions. She's kind of become the mama to a lot of them. And so we've been very fortunate, and I'm thrilled to announce that Miss Sherry Squire is our support staff member of the year.
Nice job, man. Congratulations.
Get up here. Good job, Sherry. All right, do you want the next one? So every year we like to recognize academic excellence within teams. And so it's like a competition every year to see which team has the highest GPA. So there's a new chief this year, because usually baseball has been leading that for the past couple years. This does not count this semester because all grades aren't finalized right now. But this is for the past two, so it would have been spring and fall of last year. And the new reigning team with the highest GPA is softball. There you go. Come on, you gotta get some points. You finally got it, John. Yeah, now all the other teams are going to be after you now. At this time, I would like for Miss Ann Jones, our senior registrar, to come up and help us. So Miss Ann is absolutely vital. She has been here since our athletics program started. 2016, she says. So Ann works with, I'm sure most of y'all all know who Miss Ann is, but she's the one that keeps us on our toes, lets us know, and sends us progress reports from faculty, sends us reports when you're not doing too well, when you're doing well. She sits in on interviews when we're interviewing staff members. So Ann is a true Trojan athletic supporter, and I wanted her to come up and with Mr. Driggers to be able to present our graduating athletes with their student athlete stole that they'll be able to wear at graduation. All right, so first up, we're going to do baseball. So we have Jalen Woodley. He is graduating with his associate in arts. There you go. We'll get a picture of all of them at the end. Yeah, we'll do it at the end. Joseph Cooper Strickland with his associate in arts. Robert Willis, associate in arts. Cole McFadder, associate in arts. Trenton Grigley, associate in arts. Tanner McNeil, associate in arts. Logan Charlesworth, associate in arts. Biz Ortiz, associate in science. Hunter Beard, associate in engineering. Xavion Ingram, building construction technology. I'm gonna ask all y'all to stay up there because I want to see all of y'all together, everybody together from all teams. For men's basketball, Aaron Randolph, associate in arts. David McCallum, associate in arts. Aldrich Key Edwards, associate in arts. That was the last chance I'll ever get to do that to you. Jarius Fajardo, business administration, general business administration. Jarius, not here. Jaron Jones, business administration and marketing. For women's basketball, William Mitchell, associate in arts. Shirley, okay. And then Danielle Jackson, teacher prep. For softball, Faith Martin, associate in general education. Tam Lowry, associate in science. Mo Brady, speech language pathology assistant. For volleyball, Olivia Johnson, associate in arts. Hannah Spexarth, associate in general education. Eternity Denton, associate in science. And Ryan Caldwell, associate in science. So please join me in one last applause for our graduating FTCC Trojan athletes. Oh, okay. She wants y'all this in. Cool. It's a good thing that the group's this big. Alfred. Yes, y'all know each other. Come on down. Okay,
I actually
don't
know.
you on some more you want.
No, absolutely not. All right, Wood.
Good job, guys. All right, we're almost to the end. We just have one more presentation. So Mr. Driggers and I had a really hard time. We had several conversations and comparing and researching and to try to figure out who we were going to name as the athletic director award recipients. So we give to a male athlete and to a female athlete. And it was really, really hard for both of us to just try to decide on who this was going to be. And our criteria this year, we even reached out to the coaches and asked them to tell us some things about people, but we didn't necessarily want the MVP. We wanted the athlete that went above and beyond, the one that stayed after practice, the one that came before practice, the one that helped set up things, the one who showed true leadership, the unsung hero, the one that nobody sees what they do behind the scenes. And so that was the criteria that Mr. Driggers and I used this year to select our athletic director award recipients. So for the female, I watched this young lady. She's a two-sport athlete. I watched her in volleyball and in softball, always smiling, always has a smile on her face. And if you've ever interacted with her, you walk away just feeling good and warm and fuzzy inside because that sweet little Southern accent is just amazing. And she was always positive. She wrote personal notes to each one of her teammates to make them feel good and to help inspire them. Again, see, these are things that they don't think we know about, but this is why we want to award these athletes this softball, even though she was injured. If Mr. Driggers and I went to her and asked her to step up and help us at the softball games, She hobbled her way out of the dugout and came and took her seat, and Roderick propped her leg up for her. And she did it without any complaint, and she was happy to do it. So this year's recipient of the Athletic Director's Award for Female is Miss Brittany Christensen.
Okay. The male athlete that's going to receive the athletic director award is well, as Mandy pointed out, there were a number of people that we talked about by name, just said, how about this one? How about this person? How about this guy, this lady? And there were just a number of, and that's what makes this year so, it's kind of like that thing, you're so happy to come to the banquet and honor so many people, but then you know that a lot of these folks, like the 18 players of baseball that stood up, we're not going to get a chance to see them as much next year as we have this year. So it's really disappointing for that. Unfortunately, we had a tragedy on campus where a staff member's house was burned down, and he lost some of his family members. Some were badly burned. When Dr. Sorrells reached out to us and said, hey, we want you to coordinate with this group that's going to try to pull together furniture and things like that, I went to Coach Love and I said, Coach, I'm going to need some help here because there's a lot of people starting to call me wanting me to come pick this up, pick that up. And there was one guy that came on almost every single trip. And he came up and he would say, hey, listen, if you need me, just let me know. I'll rearrange things. I'll make sure we do this, because he was so touched by the efforts that were going on at that time. And it really meant a lot to me. But also being out there at the stadium, I kiddingly say that I share an office, with Nick Love, Coach Love, and 50 other people, because they're always in and out, in and out. Well, this one person is always in and out, always asking, what can I do? What do you need done today? And so that really pulls a lot on my heartstring when I think about this young man and what he's done for this college and what he'll do in life. The male athlete, Logan Charlesworth. Thank you.
All right, so for now, for the real MVP of tonight, I would like to hand over the mic to Dr. Mark Searles, our president of FTCC, so he can say a few words.
So thank you all, athletes, for the commitment you've made over the past couple of years. Congratulations. You have raised the bar. You have set a new standard for FTCC athletics. And I hope you will feel this as part of your home, part of your family as you leave here and go on to better and greater things. But I also want to turn my attention to all the support people, student services, our student learning center, our coaches, our volunteer coaches. Those are the people that really, excuse me, put in the extra effort. Back here, I see Tammy, facilities, our IT folks from media that are here when we ask them to come in and do something special, to put on an event, to make sure that everybody is in compliant with their grades, that you're going to study hall, you're doing the things you're supposed to be doing. Those things are critically important. And I will tell you, athletes, the one thing that nobody can take away from you is your character. And that's why I applaud our coaches, because they push character in everything you do, and they push academic excellence. Those of you that are graduating, you are now college graduates. You're some of the smartest people in the entire planet by making that achievement. And you did it as you were going to school, some of you working, community service, and playing ball. So you didn't have time to go out and party and lay around and be a couch potato and things like that. That discipline will go forward with you way into life and carry you on to great success. So continue that, keep it up. Many of you have spent 2 years here. For those of you that are coming back, we hope this has been a very pleasant journey for you. I hope you understand the commitment these folks that are here from the academic side, student services, student learning center, they got a 40-hour plus week job, and they do it because they care about you. They want you to succeed. We want to see you finish and cross that finish line. And their commitment should speak to you as you go out. And I hope you will see, as many of you have, and you've set a big standard in our community through your community service work. And I will tell you, people recognize it. We're seeing more activity with people coming on campus. We're seeing more, hearing more comments in the community about your athletes are outstanding. Because when we needed something, when we needed help, when we were packing food for those that are food insecure, when a family was in tragedy, you stood up to the table and said, call on me. I'm here to do it. And for that, I am extremely grateful. I congratulate you for not just the team records, but the individual records that you've set. There are great things ahead of you. I've got a recognition tonight that is kind of a preliminary recognition, but I thought it would be appropriate to make that announcement here, because this is the first time in my knowledge that a student athlete is going to be recognized as the McLean's President Award winner. The student, out of how many are we graduating, Ann? Almost 2,000 students are graduating. This student stood out as a student that, from a holistic standpoint, was exemplary. So this young lady reflects a model student. She had a 3.5 plus grade point average, 3.58. Had a work ethic, dedication, and drive that was absolutely extraordinary. She's a Fayetteville native. She played volleyball, basketball, and softball 3 years. So you're probably a junior, which would like to say, why don't you just come on back and get another degree and finish out your career here. But Morgan Brady is dedicated and passionate in everything that she does. And I think when she comes in the room, people recognize her. They acknowledge her. She is a bright, shining light that brings hope for people that meet her about the future of what you as our next generation of leaders will be bringing to the table. She always has a smile on her face and uplifting a word to all that she meets. So tonight I'd like to recognize Miss Morgan Brady as the McLean President's Student Award winner. She will be recognized at graduation, be up on the stage with us, and I think there's some award that comes along with that. So congratulations, Morgan.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Come here, you got to turn around. All right, again, to all of you, thank you so much for what you've contributed here at Fayetteville Technical Community College. For those of you that are graduating and leaving us, Godspeed. You've done great things. Continue to do great things. We need young men and women like you. Our country is as divided as I've ever seen it, and we need everybody to come together with a common view and vision and passion that it takes all of us, and we're better together to move forward. God bless you all. Thank you for being here tonight, and congratulations.
Hey, if anybody wants the flowers, you can have the flowers, but leave them.